Welcome to Fabutude.
That's Fabutude.
Yes.
Fabutude is a podcast where we help you find your fabulous attitude. Think of us as your fab besties or Fabbies.
Each month, we'll dive into a fresh miniseries, dishing out a new episode every week, jam-packed with entertaining trivia, whimsical segments, and tantalizing tidbits.
And once you've found your Fabutude, be sure to connect with us on social media via the link in the description or by searching Fabutude.
I'm Wynn, your relentlessly gay, gender nonconforming, and proudly neurodivergent host, bringing you a wonderfully weird blend of intellect and quirkiness. I have a law degree, almost PhD, and work as a researcher and consultant in support of workplace diversity.
And I'm Stephan Freezy, a passionate entrepreneur with a knack for innovative startups. I'm the producer, and I've dabbled in a few various ventures, including hosting an energetic radio show on Las Vegas's Channel Q 94.1 HD2. I'm all about creativity, keeping up with emerging technologies, and finding unique ways to express myself in everything I do.
Welcome to the first episode of this month's fabulous miniseries theme, Coming Out.
Yes. So before we get into the mini-series theme, Wynn, how have you been?
I've been pretty good. We're coming off of 4th of July, and there were a lot of pool parties, and yeah, it was a fun time.
I saw your Instagram post. There was like 3 things to being gay, and all 3 were pool parties.
Yeah, if you can't tell, it's a really complex gay agenda for the summer. Pool party, pool party, pool party.
Yeah, totally. And you're right. There was quite a few. It was very hot here in Las Vegas that this past weekend. And I think that by the actual 4th of July, I was just ran down. Like, I just rested all day. Even though I got my 4th of July nails on and everything, they stayed in with me.
Those nails are looking real cute.
Yeah, what did you do on the 4th?
Yeah, same. I exercised my independence from social life.
Oh, great.
Stayed at home, stayed in bed, stayed with my dog, who was very stressed out about fireworks.
Yeah, they were definitely going like all around my neighborhood, and I thought they hit my house a couple times. I was scared because it was so loud. Even my ceiling fan jiggled a little bit. So,
oh my gosh, when I was a kid, fireworks actually like caught the bush in front of my house on fire.
Oh
once.
My God.
Yeah, that's scary.
It's crazy. It could have been worse, right? Could have exploded in your window. That's what I was terrified of. Like, my window's in the front of the house. I was afraid I was just going to see a firework come into my room and explode. And I was just going to be like, ah!
And Katy Perry just pops out of nowhere.
Like, baby, you're a firework. Well, I don't want to be a firework. I just want to watch them in the sky. So
sounds good to me.
All right. Well, it sounds like it was an interesting weekend. I mean, Saturday and Sunday were fun. Got my partying done then, rested on the 4th of July. And sounds like you kind of did the same thing. So, all right. Well, now that we're all caught up from, since our last show, let's kick it off with the word of the week like we always love to do. What do you think?
I do love the word of the week.
All right. And what is our word this week?
So I know it's like a little bit on the nose, the theme, but our word of the week is coming out.
Okay. In 2023, we use Urban Dictionary to get our definitions to stay relevant. So what's the T on that, on Urban, Wynn?
Yeah. So actually, a while back, a definition was submitted on November 6, 2015. Deciding to tell certain people in your life that you are lesbian, gay, bisexual, pansexual, etc. This is a never-ending process because every time you move, change jobs, or make new friends, you have to decide whether to share your sexual orientation or not. It's not always a good idea because there is still prejudice and discrimination in workplaces.
Yeah, and we're going to kind of dive into that here in a little bit with some role play. So stay tuned, everybody.
Not that kind of role play, Stephan.
Man. All right. Well, role play nonetheless.
Okay. I think it'd be super fun to use the word in a sentence. Do you have one?
Yeah. Let's see here. I came out of the closet when I was a teen boy, but I continue to come out in new and different ways as I'm always on a path of self-discovery.
That's beautiful. That's poetry.
Thank you. I wrote it myself, literally. What about you, Wynn? Do you have a special sentence to share with us?
Yeah, I can't claim this poetry myself. These are the wise words of a woman named Pink.
Okay, so what's your sentence from a wise pink woman?
Yes. I'm coming out, so you better get this party started.
Oh, dun, 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 dun. Okay. That's our music track. Since we don't want to get in trouble for royalties.
Yeah, Pink, please don't sue us.
We don't have all the pink dollars you do, honey.
Oh my God, I love Pink though. Like if I'd be okay for suing me just so I could go see her in court.
Right, like. She'd be fabulous as long as she was like twirling on like a water thingy. Remember during that performance?
She enters the courtroom just twirling from the silks.
Aerial acrobatics. Yes. Okay, so to all our Fabbies out there listening, we would like you to use the word of the week in a sentence. If you so please, you can tag us on social media with the handle at Fabutude and hashtag coming out on all relevant platforms. Our favorite responses, might get shouted out on air.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So, since this month's miniseries theme is coming out and the word of the week is coming out, I kind of think it makes sense that we should discuss coming out.
Yeah. So this is our beginning discussion, just getting our toes wet a little bit, kind of like Pink did in that performance. Has someone come out to you?
All the time.
Okay.
It's this interesting like phenomenon where I'm like relentlessly gay. Like I'm out every day in every way, everywhere.
Yeah.
And I think people sort of like see that and just like feel comfortable confiding in me. Like I get these like anonymous, sort of messages all the time of like, oh, I'm trans and like, I don't know, like, how do I get supports? Like, who do I see as a doctor in the community? This and that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like people just come out to me.
Yeah. And they're coming out of the closet, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
So like what the closet was, what are you coming out of a closet? Maybe we could shed some more light on that.
Yeah. So like, there's this expression, the idea of coming out of the closet. And it's like you hide things in the closet. Like maybe you've heard the expression, they have skeletons in their closet. Like a hidden secret that's like damaging to their reputation.
Got it.
And so the idea is like being, having an identity. It's not just LGBTQ plus. It's really, you could be a closet Republican.
Right.
Like, I mean, you have some identity that's hiding in your closet and that if you bring it out, there's the risk that it could damage you.
And it's not widely known by your peers. So when you come out of that closet, you are letting them know, hey, this is me. Kind of like The Greatest Showman.
Yes.
All right.
Show person.
Show person.
And so coming out can apply to any identity, right? We touched on that. Do you have some context to add?
Yeah. Well, so there's coming out, and basically people do it when they're comfortable, I suppose. I know I did. Took a while, but we got there. Now you can also be outed too, and this is the variable in it. So what is outed versus coming out, Wynn?
So we will dive into the concept of like outing someone or getting outed in our episode next week, but
part 2.
Yeah, I will just say like coming out isn't like a one and done kind of thing. There's different people in your life that you may come out to at some point in time or choose not to. Like, it's not like, oh, I did it and I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lifelong process, and it may be different at home or with friends or at work. A little foreshadowing. But I do think that the sort of best way to handle coming out, regardless of when, where, who, what, why, is just if somebody does trust you with like the vulnerability of coming out, like don't make it about yourself.
Yeah.
You know, like
and don't go outing them to other people because they've told you in confidence don't want to be outed, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's like kind of common sense. I don't know, just like don't be disrespectful.
Yeah. Well, you know, you got chatty Cathys that may think it's gonna be good for them to tell other people about your situation. And I mean, maybe other people already know, but if that's something you didn't talk about with them, I would keep it under the belt. But like you said, we'll be talking more about being outed in part 2 next week. So
do you have a coming out story that you'd like to share?
Yeah. So I guess I'll share the one with my mother when I came out to her. It was, when I was 15 years old, I wrote her a little letter and I took it into her room and it said, please don't be crying when you come out. I'm sitting on the couch because I thought she'd be upset, disappointed. It's a natural reaction. I think most people have. But she was not any of those things. And I was the one crying. Imagine.
No.
Then we had a really bonding moment and talked for a while. So I was blessed that she, she accepted me and it was a good ending to that story. What about you, Wynn?
Yeah. So like, I didn't really like feel like I was in the closet with my gay identity originally. Actually, back then I identified as bi. So it was sort of like this moment. I remember I was like standing in my backyard of my mom's house and I was like, wow, I think I'm gonna like start dating guys too. I think I might be bi. And without like a moment's hesitation, I just kind of like went to my mom. Like I didn't like have like a sense of like I'm in the closet, I'm